Loose powders, yay! Okay, Super Goop Resetting Mineral Powder. I love this component. It's perfect for travel. I'm keeping it. Same for this Stila In The Buff Powder Spray. It's just a setting powder, but in a spray form, and I love that, so gonna keep it. OPV London, I don't really find myself using this that often, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Same thing with the Believe Beauty Powder. I don't really use it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. I will never ever use this again to set my face. It turns me like an orangey red color, and I don't like it, so getting rid of it. AOA Perfect Setting Powder, getting rid of that one. The Becca Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder, getting rid of this one. La Jefa Cosmetics Loose Powder, getting rid of that. Marc Jacobs Finish Line Setting Powder, getting rid of this. Coty Airspun, I gotta keep it, because it's Coty Airspun. The Too Faced Ethereal Setting Powder, it's a little too intense for me, but as long as I mix it with a matte setting powder, it's gorgeous. Same thing for the Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous Powder, a little too glowy, but as long as I mix it with matte, it's really pretty. So I'm gonna keep both of those. These Carlin powders that I just got that are completely waterproof and shower head proof, keeping them. Kimchi Puff Puff Pass, keeping. NARS Light Reflecting, keeping. Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I think it's time to let this one go. Man, some of these are really powdery. Laura Mercier Celestial Light, keeping this one because mixing Celestial Light and the regular translucent Laura Mercier make the perfect combination. Dermablend Loose Setting Powder, getting rid of this one. Midas Cosmetics Setting Powder in Light, keeping. I Heart Revolution Coconut Scented Baking Powder, keeping this because I like the fragrance. The Real Her Set Your Goal Blurring Veil. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Keeping both of the Gerard Cosmetics powders, both the pink one and the translucent or like skin toned one. Jeffree Star Magic Star Illuminating and non-illuminating, keeping both of those, or all four of those. Tatcha the Silk Powder, although the tone of this doesn't really work for my under eyes, it's amazing to set the rest of my face with. The Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder, this is the one that feels cold on the skin. I'm gonna get rid of this one. It was a cool novelty, but I'm over it now. Bella Pierre Cosmetics, getting rid of that one. Hourglass Veil Mini, keeping this. Actually, the KVD Mini, the Cover Effects Mini, and the Makeup Forever Mini, I'm keeping all of the minis. Great to travel with, and I like travel products. MAC Andy Setting Powder, I think this might have been a Temu purchase, I'm pretty sure. It's super blurring, it makes the skin look really, really smooth, so I'm gonna keep this one. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, gotta keep that too, that's in lavender. Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in Banana. I'd never use this because it's in Banana. If it wasn't in Banana, I probably would. But on deeper skin tones, oh wait, no, I should keep it for deeper skin tones. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. The Crown Case Chalk Dust Setting Powder. I just love the whole aesthetic of the Crown Case and their like gimmicky school kind of vibe. It's super cute and I love it, so I'm keeping it. Beauty Bakery Flower Setting Powder, keeping this too. Both of the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powders, keeping those. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. This one actually dried me out a little bit more than I anticipated, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. The Indie Beat Cosmetics Face Base. This is the only powder I will use for the colored foundations, so I'm keeping this. Kylie Setting Powder in Translucent. I'll go ahead and keep this one too. Too Faced Do You Setting Powder. This is another one that's just super, super shiny, but again, if I mix it, it's good. So I'm gonna keep it because it smells like watermelon. Then I have 4 Besame Cosmetics Setting Powders. I think this one is Brightening Violet Powder. This one's Brightening Vanilla Rose Powder. This one is Brightening Fringe Vanilla Powder, and this one is Brightening Vanilla Powder. That's the only reason why I have so many, because they're all different fragrances. So I'm gonna keep the Fringe Vanilla and the Brightening Violet, and I'll get rid of the other. Yeah, I'll get rid of the other 2. That was tough. I didn't want to get rid of any of those. Last, the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Light Medium. Gotta keep it. Pressed Powder! Okay, so MAC Medium Mineralized Skin Finish. I use this so often. I'm gonna keep that. The Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Gonna keep. Ofra Banana Brightening Powder, I think. Yeah, Banana Powder. Gonna keep that one. Urban Decay All Nighter, my tried and true go-to almost every time. I'm gonna keep that. Maybelline Superstay, she's a beast, keeping that one. e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation. Oh, that should not be there. And that is not my shade. What even is that? Did I get this from TJ Maxx or something? I probably did. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Oh yeah, Fair 140 Warm. That's not me. Getting rid of her. Makeup Revolution, a little mini pressed powder. I do kind of want to keep one of these minis. I've also got the Pacifica Natural Perfect Lotus Universal Powder. The Makeup Revolution's a little yellow for me, so I'm going to keep the Pacifica one. Pure 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup, Broad Spectrum SPF 15. Oh, this is their powder foundation, not a setting powder. But honestly, I use powder foundation as setting powder a lot of the time anyway, just to build up a little bit of extra coverage and give me that nice smooth finish. So I'm probably gonna keep this with these, maybe not, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep it. Then the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder, am I gonna hold on to this one? You know what, the flashback is pretty intense on this, so I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. The Too Faced It's Bananas setting powder. It's super cute, and I have to use it for that. It does not smell like bananas, though. MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation. No, Powder Plus Foundation, so it can be used as both. This was when I thought I was neutral cool. So the shade's a little off, but I do like the finish, so I'm gonna keep it. Manna Kadar Beauty Setting Powder. I think this also had a pretty intense white cast, so I'm gonna let go of that. Scott Barnes Pressed Powder, gonna keep that one. The Clever Cat Fit Me Setting Powder, pretty much the exact dupe for the Maybelline Fit Me Setting Powder. Actually, the packages are different because this one has a second pan inside. So literally that's why I'm keeping it, because it's got two powders inside. Like, I love that. Keeping it. ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder, definitely keeping. The ColourPop Pretty Fresh Setting Powder, also definitely keeping. This Kaja cute little Power Up Pink Joystick Setting Powder. It's a freaking joystick. Of course I'm keeping it. Also, travel size. One size, Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder. Keeping this. L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is a Sephora Natural Medium Pressed Base. Gonna get rid of this one. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. I'm gonna hold on to this one for a more affordable option. The By Beauty Changemaker Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder. Gonna keep this because they mean flexible coverage. And this is one that I have very much so loved, obviously. Same thing with the Urban Decay All Nighter. Then the NYX High Glass. I can only use this on the high points of my cheekbone, but I love using it on the high points of my cheekbone, so I'm gonna keep it. We are ending with eyeshadow palettes. I can guarantee you this is gonna be the hardest thing for me to let go of because eyeshadow's my favorite. I love collecting palettes, and some of these I've had since the very beginning of me getting into makeup, so they have, you know, again, that nostalgia to them. Let's just start. This Fromst Naked Smoky Eyeshadow Palette. This was the eyeshadow palette that I used in that Temu video, and it was actually really, really good. However, since I've got quite a few naked palettes, I don't really need this color story, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Same thing for the Capine Earth Nude palette. Got Naked Cosmetics. Oh, wow, I really like those. No, this isn't supposed to be hard already. I've had it for a really long time. Sleek Makeup Eyeshadow Palette. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Those are pretty standard shades. Pacifica Natural Minerals Eyeshadow. No, what is this called? I guess this palette doesn't have a name, just Natural Minerals. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Essence Taupe It Up. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that. Butter London, Natural Goddess. Oh yeah, I remember getting this in BoxyCharm, of course. I don't think I really have a whole lot of Butter London palettes. I mean, all that's really got is like a green and a brown and then some shimmer shades. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Wow, I'm doing better than I thought. Marc Jacobs Iconic Stiletto palette. I'm definitely keeping this. And if I find another Marc Jacobs palette, I'm keeping it too because I love these. Item Beauty In My Element eyeshadow palette. Ooh. Although that is really, really pretty, I am going to let it go. The Zoeva Cocoa Blend. Let's see. That is really pretty. I don't think I've ever used this either. I love that shade. I would like to just keep those two shades. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this one because I want to use those shades, but it might be a part of a declutter later. If I ever do one of these again. This has me stressed out, so I might not. Carmela Cosmetics Defiance palette. I'm gonna let that one go. Pretty much if it's a nude palette and it's not something that I just love, I'm gonna be able to get rid of it easily because I like colorful palettes anyway. I think this was the first BoxyCharm palette, like the one they made. Oh my gosh! Wow, I kind of love that. I'm gonna keep this. Partly because of the nostalgia, yes, but also those shades were very interesting. The Mini Cella palettes, Complex Culture. Wow, that's like sunshine. Gonna get rid of, I really like that. No, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all 3 of these. Estate Just a Taste Mini Pigment Palette. Very interesting color story, but I'm gonna get rid of her also. I'm keeping all of the Eau Maquillage Color Boss quads. They're the perfect quad because they keep it 1 light, 1 dark, and a couple of shimmer. It's versatile within the 4. On Your Face Eyes Color Palette. I can never read that. Reina Rebelde, I think. On Your Face Eyes Color Palette. Yeah, she's pretty basic. Very wearable. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Dominique Cosmetics Unconditional Palette. Oh yeah! I remember that, definitely. It's a cute palette, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I really like that outside too. We got the Tarte Amazonian Clay Sunrise palette. This is kind of basic, but I'm still gonna keep it because it's those types of shades that are just good for everything, and I like those kinds of palettes in moderation. We got the Beauty Counter Statement Eyeshadow Palette. I'm definitely keeping this. That color story is so fun to me, it's very me. Persephone Daito Palette. Oh yeah, forgot about her. I believe I'm gonna keep that. Wing Me Ambitious Violet Eyeshadow Palette. Gonna let that one go. Live Glam Confessions of a Nudist. Gonna hold on to that one. We've got Lawless, the baby one. Yeah, I can part with that one. Element Beauty True Nude. Yep, part with that one. Rising Star MUA Emerald City Eyeshadow Palette. Definitely keeping, but I wanna show what it looks like because it's freaking stunning. Oh, I love it. For sure keeping the Scott Barnes Snatchel 01 palette. Honestly, I could get rid of every other nude palette I've saved and just keep this one, but I'm not gonna. Got a PYT quad. Gonna get rid of that one, although that duochrome in there is real shifty. Another PYT Beauty palette. This one is the Upcycle eyeshadow palette, the Rose Rowdy Rose Nude. It's cute, but I'm gonna get rid of it. Violet Voss Violet Sunset. I'm probably going to keep this one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Jean-Luc Cosmetics The Everything palette, for sure keeping this one. It literally is a little bit of everything for wearable looks. We Are Fluid Otherworldly palette. Ooh, keeping that one. That's fun. Colored Rain Berry Cute palette. I think I'm gonna let go of this one. I've had it for a long time. The Balm and the Beautiful eyeshadow palette. I think this is like an all-in-one kind of set. Again though, kind of basic. I'm gonna go ahead and let go of this one. Their formula is amazing though. Then Prism Makeup Rosemary 18 color eyeshadow palette. I think this was a dupe for a Huda palette. Yeah, definitely. And I think I actually have the Huda palette that this is a dupe of, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. And we've got a few others here. Definitely keeping the Ofra palettes. This is the Samantha March Lifeset Draft palette. Ugh, that is my kind of color story. REM Beauty, keeping this as well. So gorgeous. This little plastic thing is way too big for this. I guess I'm just gonna take it out because it's annoying. Got an Oriza Beauty Royalty Shimmer Eyeshadow Palette. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Akasia Stack. You know, simply because it's a stack, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it, but I may declutter it the next time. I've also got a Beauty by Pop Sugar stack, shimmer, light matte, and a dark satin shade. I'm gonna declutter this one. Profusion Metachrome palette, absolutely keeping because this palette is amazing. Box number 2, keeping both of the Lime Crime Venus palettes. I really like these. For sure keeping the Tucerna with Love eyeshadow palette. It's just the perfect pinky toned palette for like any look, and purple and nude. You can do multiple things with it, but it's a great Valentine's Day palette. Then the Hip Dot Faced by Kareem collaboration. I gotta keep this just because it was a collab and it's such a good collab. And Kareem's amazing. And it's Hip Dot, and I really like the Hip Dot formula. So I'm gonna actually keep both of these. Oh, that's amazing. I love that color story. What is that one called? Cenote. Keeping both of the MAC Stranger Things eyeshadow palettes. Just the theme, the fun of it. Love that. Midas Cosmetics Unveiled Berry Nude. Keeping that one. Midas Cosmetics Love is Love. Keeping that one as well. I mean, just look at it. Why wouldn't I? The Midas Cosmetics Genesis eyeshadow palette. Another beautiful color story. And Midas Cosmetics X The Basic Bee Perception palette. Another beautiful color story. I'm keeping all the Midas Cosmetics palettes, by the way. I'm just showing you what they look like. Then the Midas Cosmetics X Smoky Glow collaboration palette. Gorgeous. Midas Cosmetics Flower Bomb, perfect for springtime. MAC X Selena palette. I think this is a pretty basic palette again, but it's MAC X Selena, so I'm gonna hold on to it. Then we have Beauty For Real Golden Hour Mango Butter eyeshadow palette. Well, maybe if I can get it out of here. That blue shade though. I'm gonna part with this one. Of course, the Tati Beauty palette we all know and love. I know she doesn't sell it anymore, but I'm still gonna keep it because, again, it's another one of those perfect color story palettes. The Makeup Institute Mixology Happy Hour Edit. Kind of boring, but really big, so I'm gonna keep it. Again. KAB Cosmetics Day and Night eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. Deck of Scarlet, edition number 13, I think is what it said. Just kind of like that layout. I'm gonna hold on to that one. The Paulina by Blush Tribe palette. Gonna keep this one as well. So fun. We've got Makeup Forever 15 Artist Shadow Palette. I feel like it's kind of a common color story except for the purple and the blue, but I'm gonna go ahead and part with that one. This is the Nomad Cosmetics Marrakesh Eyeshadow Palette. I think I got this in a giveaway. No, I was nominated to win this because I got voted Artist of the Week or Artist of the Month. I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But it's got a really fun color story, very Marrakesh-y, if you will. Luminati X Isa, designed by Isabel Bedoya. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Profusion Pro Pigments, 21 Pro Pigment Shades and Brush. I guess there is no official name to it, but I am going to get rid of this one too. The One Size Patrick Star Visionary Eyeshadow Palette. I like the color story. I despise the packaging. I cannot stand this like part way off. I get it. If you have nails, it makes it easier to open, blah, 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 but not for me. I don't like it, but I'm keeping it still. I like the palette color story, just not the palette. We've got the Immersed palette. I think I ordered this on like Wish or something. I don't remember. Maybe it was a full face of Amazon products. I'm gonna go ahead and part with this one. Then the Be Bella Cosmetics GoPro palette. Jen Gerard from Gerard Cosmetics sent me this because she adores it, so I wanted to give it a shot, and I'm so glad she did because I love the color story. Super cute. Gonna keep that one. The Makeup a Murder burner phone is a definite keep. It's another one that's just too cute not to. I mean, just look at her. Look at the color story. And look at me! Lorella Golden State California palette. There's a lot of variety in here, and it's a big palette, so I'm gonna keep it. Not doing very good right now. Next is, oh, this was like an Amazon palette, and it's got a ton of shades. Only one of them is now broken. I am gonna go ahead and get rid of this though. I've had it for a little while now and I really don't ever use it. Besides, with this kind of color story and this pan size, I would probably just use, oh my gosh, I'm literally drawing a blank on the brand. What is the palette that looks like identical to this pan size and it's like a Rio palette or a Carnival palette or something like that? Oh my gosh, I know the brand. Anyway, getting rid of this one. Glitter Realm Majestic 2 Glitter Palette. Very, very sparkly and glittery. I am going to keep this just because it's got that variety of glitter, even though I don't really ever use it because I never think about it, but maybe I will now. Then we've got this Profusion palette. I got it from Ross for 20 bucks, but it's got like everything. You got a full face side and a full eye side with some glitters on the top. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to it, but I might end up giving it to my grandbaby because she loves stuff like this, or my little sister. She might enjoy it as well. Next box. Okay, definitely keeping the Sigma and Cook Pro eyeshadow palette. Again, the color story in here is just amazing, and I need to make sure that I have this in my life and accessible at all times. I think I said Ann Cook. It's Ann Nook if I did say Ann Cook. I think I did that whenever I filmed the actual review of this palette too. By the way, if you want to see an actual review and full live swatches of any of these palettes, most of these have been reviewed on my channel, so you can simply search for the palette name and you can probably see the review and the color story and all the fun stuff involving the palette. Ciate London Cranberry Palette. I don't really remember the color story, but I bet it's like a cranberry color story. You know, not really, actually. I figured it would be more cranberry. Obviously, I used it, but I had forgotten. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. Another Ciate. This one is the Spice Palette. Ooh, I love the outside of that. And we've actually got a very, very similar color story to the Cranberry Palette. Really, I think it's like almost identical. So I'll go ahead and keep this one since I got rid of the other one. Ciate London again. This one is the Velvet Palette. Let's see. Oh yeah, I remember her. There aren't really any mattes in this palette though. It's pretty much like a companion palette. And because of that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I will say though, the shimmer shades that it has are gorgeous. It's just mainly shimmer shades. Then Ciate the Editor Palette. I think this is like a pretty big mix of nudes and like wearable shades, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it definitely is. Kinda gives like Makeup Revolution packaging though. I'm gonna keep this one since I got rid of the other two Ciate palettes. Oh no, yeah, the other two. I'll hold on to this one and that Spice palette just so I've still got a couple of Ciate palettes that I can play with. Then the Beauty Bakery Sour Ya Doin' eyeshadow palette. She's pretty cute. I'm gonna keep it for sure. Very summery, very springy. Do It For The Gram palette from Beauty Bakery yet again. This is more of a yellowy nude kind of palette, if I remember right. Yes, with a couple of extra shades that aren't yellowy nude. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. Really all the Beauty Bakery palettes I'm definitely keeping. Then Proof Is in the Puddin' palette. She's cute, kind of basic, but at least we get an orange with it. The Sigma Corderosa eyeshadow palette. She's also got a really pretty color story, kind of neutral wearable, but there's some pops of color in there as well. Definitely keeping this one as well. CXC Beauty Midwinter's Night, keeping this one because just to look at it. Yeah. That's why. Then my custom palette that was sent to me from Cora Lynette. She picked out the shades and ordered it for me, and I love that it says, hey. You guys remember when I said, hey, at the intro of every video? Yeah, not anymore. Definitely keeping this though. I mean, it's Christopher's palette. I have to keep it. Well, so far I've gotten rid of two. Not doing that great. Then we got CXC Beauty Loud and Proud. She is bright and bold and beautiful. Perfect for Pride, keeping that. House Labs Stupid Love eyeshadow palette. I love this color story. I was so excited about this palette when it launched. I mean, I'm still kind of excited about it. It's still got a beautiful color story. I just never use it anymore because, well, it's been in a box in the closet. But maybe now I will. Who knows? Michaela Glamlight Pot 2. Definitely keeping because, again, this color story is insane. And it's the Glamlight formula, which is amazing anyway. Look at that. Greens, blues, and purples. My kind of vibes. Not necessarily the greens, but the purples and the blues are. We've got Glamlight again, the Street Taco palette, keeping this one mainly because it is ridiculous, and I love that about it. It's definitely a street taco. Looks just like all of the toppings, or, well, insides? What do you call the insides of a taco? Keeping both of these palettes from Storybook Cosmetics. We've got Little Briar Rose and Starry Night, both of which are stunning palettes themselves. Especially Starry Night. I love this color story. Ugh. Plus, they look like storybooks. That's perfect. The Elise Darian Cabaret palette. Really fun, colorful color story. This is a fun fall time colorful color story. That's when I like using it. The only thing I don't like specifically for me about these is palette. I can't stand that it says palette like that, because palette should be like that. Then we've got the Burlesque palette. Look at those glitters. She's yummy. Keeping both of these because I like Elise Darian formula as well. Then we've got Up in Smoke by, I think this was Midas Cosmetics. You know, I honestly really don't remember. And it doesn't say anywhere on the packaging I'm gonna keep it though. I like the color story. Then Indie Beat Cosmetics bring in Da Funk. Gotta keep it. I have to keep it. Look at those neons! And they glow in a black light, which is really cool. Then the Indie Beat Cosmetics Heartthrob palette, another beautiful purpley color story. Definitely keeping that one too. This one is from La Jefa Cosmetics. It's the Envy Us palette, another gorgeous color story. But I am going to part ways with this one along with these other two La Jefa palettes, just because I don't think they exist anymore. And if they do, I'll just get more palettes from them. This is the Sexy AF palette from La Jefa. That one doesn't really excite me so much. I mean, the orange is fun, but I don't feel like it really goes with everything else. Then Bougie Babe from La Jefa Cosmetics. And she is a bougie palette. I mean, you can get some really luxurious looks out of this because all of those wearable tones look so good. But again, getting rid of it.